I'm a coda, which means what? It means C-O-D-A, child of deaf adults, which means that I was born into a family where sign language is the primary way of communication. So my grandma and grandpa are both deaf, as are many other people in my family. My parents are hearing, but my mom is the oldest of four and had to be very strong and be a hearing child to two deaf adults before technology went like that. You know, it was still kind of down here. So as a result, there's a lot of things within me that are deaf culture. And it's been fascinating to be on this journey, on this ride that I was given in this vessel with this spirit, as I'm sure you all can identify with your own vessels and spirits. I want to teach you guys a little something today about sign language, American Sign Language. I want to cover the parameters of what makes it a true language, and then teach you a little bit of the song that you just witnessed. Yeah? So you also, I'll start out by saying you can see some people are doing this instead of this. This is the deaf applause. Deaf applause, because this is very auditory, right? So I can hear you and the roar, but I don't see it. I see this, if I can't hear you. So instead we do this. So can I see everyone? Go up fives and shake. Yes! That is satisfying. That is like a sea of appreciation, right? So I'll start by discussing the 5 parameters of American Sign Language that make it a language. So you have your hand shape. There's all these different shapes, and I think that as English speakers we think, oh, so it's all like the alphabet on your hands, right? Not quite. There are different levels of sign language. There's true American Sign Language, which has, like I'm talking about, the 5 parameters. It's got hand shapes that have been borrowed from the alphabet, but it also has things like different hand shapes, like, for example, I want to say this. This is a hand shape. If you make this hand shape, this is like an establishment of a building. It's in the video I say fall to the earth. This is like a thing falling to the earth. There's a variety of different hand shapes. This is it's a 3, but then you bend it and it becomes stock. I'm stocking, like take cans or things that you put in your pantry and you'd stock them on the shelf. Okay? So once you really dive into the language, here's another hand shape. Here's a 2, but now they're bent legs. And now we are submerging somewhere. We're falling into a topic, right? That's what we're doing right now. I'm pulling you down into the depths of what isn't here, right? Excuse my sweat. So, parameters. Hand shape is 1. I'll use these 3 examples. We have, take your actually, if you'll take your dominant hand, it doesn't matter which hand, but it's the one that you write with or the one that's most dominant. If you're ambidextrous, awesome. You can just use the one that is most comfortable. Take your hand, and signing usually happens in front of your shoulder of your dominant hand, just in front. Make a fist like you're gonna punch the wall. Don't break your thumb, like by doing that. Keep your thumb here, right? And face your fingers outward toward me. Tight fist. Now release one finger and point upward. That's a 1. A CL, classifier 1 handshake. Okay? Linguistics, this is what this is. CL1, okay? So then I want you to bend it. If you do this twice, it's a question mark. Question, question. You can ask someone a question. You can ask me a question. I ask you. I ask he, she, it. I ask y'all. We ask ourselves. Question, right? So then we've got, now that's hand shape. right? We've also got location. Right now it's in neutral space. It's right in front of us. I haven't moved it yet. Then there's movement. Then there's facial expressions. This also doubles as this. This means facial expressions. So you'll see when I give you the examples. So we've got summer in the way of sweat, right? Summertime. We've also got ugly. Notice the face. You're all beautiful, by the way. Then we've got dry. Dry. As if this area is dry and needs something, right? Dry. So you can see the hand shape has stayed the same. I mean, it's gone from this to that. Then the location has changed. The movement is the same. This is linguistic comparison. And then you have the facial expression. So, if you're a beginning signer, or you're signing really fast, and you've got all these things going on in your head, and you're saying like, yeah, last year, the summertime was really hot. I still got summertime in how I gave it to you. Wrong place, right? So it's fascinating, all of the different things that come into this. And I didn't really understand this until I went to school. 2 years ago, I guess now, springtime of 2 years ago. I applied to be an interpreter. You'll love this story. I applied to be an interpreter at a video relay service company. Remember do you guys know what a TTY is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Diddly, 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 diddly. We don't really use those so much anymore because now we have this thing. Yeah. A VP, right? This is a camera. That would be a camera. You're cameraing at each other, right? So I applied to be an interpreter on this end and have to have people on that end. 2 years ago, before I went to school, I applied and I took their test and I failed. Totally failed. And I was like, excuse me. That's my language. Like, you're telling me I don't speak English? Like what? Incredibly offensive. And this is a coda thing. Codas have this pride because they were raised with this language and it's so neat. It's like magic. You can talk through windows and from really far away and say things that people don't know what you're saying and they're like, stop talking about me, you know? So it was incredibly offensive. And they didn't tell me what I should do. They were just like, no, sorry, good luck. And I'm like, okay, thanks for nothing. So I had to figure that out. And essentially, they gave me a mentor. I had to go to a different place and they gave me a mentor. And then I learned, I was like, oh, there's a deaf culture. You know, I grew up in it. I went to a Christian deaf school. My grandparents and their friends and all these people that I know. I didn't realize that there were so many things like flicking the lights on and off to get people's attention. That just happened. The theater does it. Mm-hmm. And deaf people do it, you know. A vibrating alarm clock is deaf culture. I mean, you can't wake up to ding, 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 because you won't hear it. So your bed vibrates and you get up, right? These are things of deaf culture. You know, waving somebody down, being able to tap somebody on the shoulder and knowing the strength with which you do that. Too much, you know, too much. Nice, you know what I mean? So there's all these little things. So I took deaf culture, one class, and ASL linguistics. Another class. 4-0'd both of them. Yeah. Of course, I was like, love this. And yes, and then after I did those things, I reapplied, and then I began. And that was 7 months ago. And it's wonderful. It's fantastic. There's freelance interpreting. You can go all these different places, meet all these different people, or there's sit in a place and deal with a whole bunch of different people's phone calls, which is wonderful. I love it. But anyway, so that's a brief background. I hope it's not too fast, but I do want to teach you guys a little bit of the song. Understand that it's out of context, and this is not the sign for us, okay? This is like a bond, a relationship, okay? I guess I'll go from there. I won't give up on us. Translating that song for me, was fascinating because it's like, what are you saying? And it's the hardest thing to translate songs, because artists themselves, when they wrote it, means all of the things that they know that they mean. We as listeners have to understand what they mean, and then we take it to our own mind and heart, and we ruminate on it. But that doesn't mean it means the same to you as it does to you, you know? So translation is huge and so complex. But this video has many likes from deaf people and 0 dislikes. Which I was like, that's awesome. That was how I knew. Because when nobody from the deaf community said, I don't like this, I was like, great, thank you. Because they are critical, and they'll write you off like that. So quick, because you're translating their life to their family, and their medical things, and their legal things. Like, you could be the reason they go to jail. You know, like, they really need to trust you. That's why there's testing and certification. It's different on the East Coast than it is on the West Coast, which is fascinating. Really? More lax on the East Coast. Weird. I was like, come on, stringent stricties. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe going out west, they were like, okay, no more of that stuff. I don't know. But anyway, so I won't give up. Okay, so wait, I gave you the one, right? CL1. Take your finger and go like that. Kind of weird, I know. Then point to yourself. Very good. That's I, me, I, and me. My possession. Yours. I don't have it. I have this. I and me. Mine. Okay? You gotta grab yourself more, huh? So I refuse. This is that hand shape that I was talking about. This, you can make it vague, it doesn't have to be perfect right now. You're not gonna go up to a deaf person and be like, I won't give up. You could. If you decide to do that, make sure you're saying it right. So can everyone show me I? Point. Yes. I gave you the steps, but really it's just point. Just point. This is the hand shape, but the movement really goes from nothing to I myself. Now show me mine. Possession. Yes, mine. Fingers closed, thumb out, whatever. Mine. Show me yours. Mine. Yours. Very good. Give it to someone else. This is mine. So show me I again. I. Good. Refuse. Anybody remember? Good. Refuse. Refuse. I didn't take a drink yet. I won't. Okay, give up is good. Give up is nice. It goes from closed hands and like your thumbs out, and they're upside down. And then you relinquish. So sign language is also really, it's like a thesaurus. It's like you have to think of the 8 different things that one thing could be, and then you understand the translation of what it could be. Give it up, right? Give up the ghost. Just take whatever you're holding onto and let it go. Okay? So show me I won't with your thumb. Give up. Upside down to right side up. Yeah, and you let it go. And sometimes like when you're first learning sign language, then you do things really hard. Like really like, it's this, right? But that's like, it's muscle memory. That's why when you learn it a while back, you're like, I still remember the alphabet. I don't understand why at all. Your hand remembers, your brain's like, I guess this is the nest, right? And then it's so interesting. It's just like dance, which is why what just happened, because I figured that out. Yeah. You know? From circus school, which is a whole nother story. I won't give up, right? How much more can I teach you guys? I won't give up. Our relationship, okay? So a relationship can be with these are F classifiers, or they can be like this. Females tend to use their middle finger. Males tend to use Males tend to use it's very interesting. In school, I learned that there are masculine and feminine signs. I tend to use the more feminine signs. It might be because of, I don't know, my orientation, who I learned sign language from, you know. But there happens to also be more gay interpreters than straight interpreters, and this is in the women and in men. What does that say? It says research needs to be done. Master's degree in linguistics and anthropology is going to come. Okay? Necessary stuff. Anyway, I won't give up our relationship, right? So this is, in the textbook, I think you would see this. Stylized, you would see this. Women are a little more like flouncy, and men are just more like, in a language that's very expressive. So you can have a stoic deaf person. Many of them come from Maryland. Any reasons why? I don't know, but I've noticed in the video relay service, I'm like, what's up? How are you stoic when you need to use your face? I don't get it. But there you go with culture and stuff. We'll just keep going even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up, right? So no matter, doesn't matter. Even if. I'll teach you if. I mean, if these stick, it's great. Use it with each other. You don't have to remember it. But here's if. It's with your pinky. Think if and only if in the way of IFF. Suppose also. Suppose that. Imagine if, even if the skies, that's heaven and sky, become, so one side of your hand to the other side of your hand, very good, become, no one can really mess that one up, you know. You're like, well, I don't know. And even if you mess it up, it's okay, because if you're trying for a deaf person, it's wonderful, okay? So, but you can't go up to a deaf person and be like, I know this. This is what it is. Don't do that. I will tell you right now, do not do that. Ask them first, is this correct? Because this is their language and their culture, okay? That's incredibly important. Even if the skies become rough, you know that one? Giving you. This is kind of complicated. The hand shape is this. Like a little flower. I'm doing it with two hands. That's also a Black American Sign Language thing. Research. Giving. To give. Oh, very pretty. From all of you?
It's a
give. So nice. So yes, it starts closed and goes open. I'm giving you. This is the sign for all, but you can also say ALL. But for the purposes of this, I will have you do this. All. It's also the sign for whole. The whole entire pie. From here to there. All my possession. Love. Love is good. Still. Two Y's. Still. Looking up. So we'll do it once all the way through, and then I will relinquish you from our sign language class. I'm hoping to teach a workshop while I'm here till Thursday morning. So if you want to learn more, like the alphabet and the polite things to say to a deaf person if you meet them, that's what I'll be teaching at the workshop. So from the top, we'll go. I won't give up. We'll just say our relationship. Even if the skies become rough. Like the coarseness of your hands, rough. Very good, rough. I'm giving you all, the whole pie. My love. I'm still looking up. Bravo.